prep so that we can kind of make sure that we're ready so you guys can know how to really do your research and see what's going on in the market. We don't look for specifically headlines, we look for themes in the market. So when I say sectors like memory, those are the things that are within the name when someone mentions AI. Hey, AI is booming. Okay, what else within AI is moving for us to make money? There's cannabis that's not always moving. There's healthcare, there's EV, China stocks. So a theme, right? The AI sectors, there's different portions in the AI sector, memory, the chips, and so on and so forth. FOMC, CPI, PPI. So remember, even though we're looking for, let's say, an uptrend on a specific sector, we still have to worry about what is reported. Is there certain patterns that are available that you see, a double top, certain things, a bullish engulfing that can actually point out a direction or an entry, 50 to 20. I included some tickers as well for direct when it comes to the AI. NVIDIA, of course, we know, GPU leader, data center dominance. AMD, secondary, right? AVGO, right? So MU, high bandwidth memory, HBM for AI chips, SNDK, WDC, storage for massive data sets. Next up, of course, we have cloud. Remember, we need memory, but also we need somewhere to host all of this data and all of this movement. Cloud services, Microsoft. So hyperscalers would be Microsoft, Azure AI, OpenAI partnership, AI applications, Palantir, AI, ML enterprise platforms, Snow, also known as Snowflake, AI data analytics, ServiceNow, ticker NOW, enterprise AI automation, AMAT, chip manufacturing equipment. Of course, we know TSM, and of course, Intel, INTC, US Foundry build out play. So think about this. The US government invested, I think it's 10% that they have within Intel, rate sensitive. So remember, when it comes to rate cuts and anything related to the financials or the macroeconomics, the banks, of course, get affected. So, yes, they benefit with all of this AI boom, rate sensitive, consumer exposure. Healthcare, Eli Lilly. To be honest, I see these as opportunities when it comes to UNH, NVO, and Eli Lilly. When they drop from news, I see it as opportunities, honestly. Commodities and materials. Don't forget, you can bookmark this so that you still have this to reference. All these stickers you can reference literally year to date and see how they perform. Oil and gas, XOM, CVX, integrated majors, COP, EOG, US production leaders, industrial metals, FCX. We've been seeing copper, electric vehicles and batteries, EVs, Tesla, EV leader, energy storage, and autonomy, right? Now, remember, this past week, the day after earnings, Elon says that they're going to be potentially merging SpaceX, one of them, battery supply chains, ALB, SQM. These are names you probably haven't seen. Maybe ALB, but SQM, I'm sure you haven't. Lithium producers, keep a close eye on that. LAC, I know you've seen that name. North American Lithium, Equinix, sorry. Interconnection hubs. I want you all to understand as AI. So for anyone that's looking to look for honestly a career, that means do your actual research to make sure you understand what it is. Check the supply chain. Look for second and third order effects within each ecosystem. Watch for catalysts, earnings, product launches, regulatory decisions, and partnerships. Very important. Size appropriately. Higher conviction equals a larger position, but never exceed your risk limit. Everyone should have a limit on how much they're willing to lose. Everyone normally has a professional options trading pointers. When it comes to timing and the Greeks, avoid buying options before major events unless IV is low. Check theta decay. Don't hold short dated options through the weekends. Making sure I give y'all a moment of silence to make sure y'all understand. Monitor IV rank. Buy when low, sell when high. Delta aim for 0.30, 0.50. This does depend on what you are trading also, depending on long-term or short-term trades. Set profit targets. Take 50% at 2x. Let your 50% for the remaining amount run. So you have runners. In reality, I would say if you have three Choosing your strike price in the money. Lower risk, more capital extensive, right? Lower risk. You may not see as much. You have to risk more when it comes to the amount, but you may not see as much compared to the out of the monies, but you're still making money. That's the goal. So yes, you can buy longer term contracts, but it does need bigger moves in order for the value of the contracts to really increase, like you see on those out of the money contracts. Close positions when they are less than 5 days to expiration to avoid gamma risk. It should be less than 10% of the option price. Volume matters. Aim for 1,000 plus in the daily volume. I'm going to say that again. When you have a wide spread on a contract and you're in the trade or you're trying to buy it and you try to sell, it is harder to exit with profit because you have to manually choose within that range of the bid and the ask in the trade long enough to be able to make profit and then sell it and then be comfortable with going on to the next trade. See if it breaks through the resistance, so you get in early, or you're trying to see if it bounces off the support, so you get in early. Whatever it is, make sure you're sizing down as you go. Perfect. Journal every trade, track what works. The only way that you can really get better, you got to be like a coach. Now, your pre-market checklist. So make sure that as you're going through the market, you kind of make sure that you have a list or a breakdown before market opens that you can follow so that you can repeat. Scan for earnings reports. Avoid useless intentional trades. Check unusual options activity for the clues that are going on in the market. I included in the unusual whales so that you guys can use it so you can see what's going on as well. Advanced tactics. Use spreads to reduce the cost and define your risk. But the stock is on a nice uptrend. Now re-enter and spend less. So make sure that you're rolling contracts so that you can get the full benefit of the move. Any questions right now?
Yeah, I'm writing those down. Let me get to Bob.
Anything you guys want me to specifically go over also? You good, so by the next day you can normally honest to be honest, just like how long, Dre, after FOMC is reported, should you wait before you enter a trade? You really want to wait for direction, wait for a trend before just jumping in, trying to predict. Everyone sees it, you see it every time. How can I fix this? We all saw gold and silver plummet to the floor. Dre, where you at? Dre, where you at? We're at the end of the first month of 2026. Take advantage of the volatility in the market. You might not get this type of opportunities later on. So take advantage of the opportunities in the market. For me, I'm always trying to find a new opportunity in the market. I don't want to just stick to one thing. Don't just think, oh, NVIDIA, that's the only one that's going to go up because of the AI chips. No, there's other parts of it. So when it comes to news, don't just think of only the headlines. But y'all, any questions? Anything y'all want me to go over?
Wait for pullback.
The weight loss. So that would be Eli Lilly, NVO. Those would be the ones that are working on those products where it happens to be where they help with weight loss. That wasn't their original intentions for them to be weight loss drugs. That's not always though. Certain stocks. The week, going over the economic calendar, seeing which companies are announcing earnings. It should be a fun week again. I don't want to take up too much of your Saturday. Oh, and GQ also said UNH is the biggest provider of Medicare in the US. So that's another huge reason why they plummeted because he was specifically talking about Medicare. Bless, bless, bless.